Step 2 in the directions tells you to choose a theme, apply a pattern to the background, and place a large square shape over the pattern. We're trying to imitate this white area and the pattern in the background. I'm actually going to wait and do that later because sometimes the shape gets in your way and you're fighting that. So we're going to come back to that one, and we're going to start next inserting the symbol or image in the top left-hand corner. So I have done the shape here, and now I'm going to move on to the circular symbol. I'm going to insert shapes, and I'm going to choose the circle. If you want to draw a perfect circle, what you need to do is hold down Shift when you're drawing the circle, and that will give you that perfect circle. Position that where you need it to be. You might need to adjust the size of it. Again, you can go to Design, choose a theme, and also adjust your color schemes as you go to get something you want. On top of their picture, they also had some kind of graphic and some text, so you need to find a graphic that goes along with your theme. This article is about meditation, so they've got a clip art graphic of somebody meditating. Figure out what your theme is. I chose Zumba if I was going to do an article featured on Zumba, so I went to Insert Illustrations, Online Pictures, typed in Zumba. You can pick anything that would be a good graphic element to insert in that area. I need to be able to move the picture, so I'm going to change the text wrapping to in front of. Need to get rid of the background, so I'm going to choose a remove background option. Reminder, everything that's pink is what's going to get rid of. And I think I'm going to even get rid of the green areas. Once you've removed all the areas, you can say keep changes, resize your graphic. Now when I place it on my circle, I can't see it, so I need to change the color either of my circle or of my graphic element. So I can go to color, look at some of these color options, or I can change the color option of this circle maybe to something lighter. Change that shape outline to the same thing. Throw my graphic on top of it. Alright, and now I need text. So I'm going to do Insert, Text, and I'm going to write the word Zumba over top of it. This is a smaller one, so I'm going to make it smaller. Adjust the font if you think it's necessary. And then just keep checking the original to make sure it's as close as possible. And I'm going to check and compare it with the original. Looks good. And I can mark that one off my list. Insert the main image, remove the background, position it at the bottom left-hand corner. So I was talking about this woman right here. I'm going to go find an image that fits my theme, which is Zumba. Alright, I found a picture that I wanted to use. I can't move it though, so I need to change the text wrapping right now to in front of so I can position it where I want. Still need to get rid of the background, so I just have the girl. Currently I have the text wrapping set to in front of text, and to adjust the positioning we're just going to choose Position, More Options, and we want to align it on the left relative to the left margin, and that's going to move that picture all the way over. However, if I need to manually move it, you can still also manually move it back. Next portion that we're focusing on is step 6, adding the title. So we're going to try to recreate this line. So we're going to have to come up with a slogan for our topic. So I'm going to go out and look for an idea. The slogan I came up with was ditch the workout, join the party. That's what Zumba uses. So first thing I need to do is set my page up over here into 2 columns. And I want to be in the second column. So I'm just going to do a page layout, breaks, column break. Alright, so I've got my text typed, but it doesn't look anything like theirs. So I'm going to start by trying to imitate the font that they've chosen. They made it a different color and it looks like a scripty type font. So I need to make it larger for starters. Find a font that I think looks kind of scripty. And then this next font is a serif font, and you'll see the edges on the text. When you find something similar, it's a thin font. This is also a whole lot larger. Just keep scrolling through these till you find one that works. We're actually going to start by formatting this as a title, and then we'll make our adjustments and right click and update. So I'm going to increase the size again, right click, update the title so that it matches, and go ahead and make this a heading 1. Set it back to the font that I had, increase the font size, and right click and update that heading 1. And there seem to be right aligned, so I'm going to right align it over here. And again, make adjustments as you see fit. You can mess with the spacing between and check the line spacing to make sure you've got these as close as possible. Next thing we're going to focus on is the pull quote on this side. So we're going to use the pull quote feature. You want it to look like this. Head back to Word, hit enter, and we want to try that pull quote. That's insert, text box, and any of them that say quote that might look similar to the one that we saw in the picture. And you may have to make some edits to it to get it to look even closer. And then you need to put a quote there that goes along with your theme. The pull quote in the example only has one thick bottom border, so we've got to make that change because I chose one that had 2 borders. So what I'm going to do is go to Design, Borders, click on Borders, and it shows that it's got a top and a bottom. I'm going to uncheck the top, leaves it with just the bottom, and theirs was a thicker border, so I'm going to choose 6. Make sure I apply that thicker border, hit OK, and I've now made my pull quote look just like the one in the picture. We're now going to add the next paragraph and either do a drop cap or insert a graphic with square text strapping. We want to emulate what they have done right here. Found some text and pasted it in. To make sure it lined up with my pull quote, I just pulled the right tab stop out to the side. And one thing that I'm going to do is justify the text so that it lines up real nice. And now you've got a couple options. We want to imitate what they've done here with those 2 carrots. So you can type in 2 carrots like that and we can add a drop cap. We have to move this out of the way. There we go. Alright, and to fix that issue with my pull quote, all I did was change the text wrapping to inline with text, and that way it didn't mess with my drop cap. And that gives me that same effect, and you can even format these by double clicking that area or selecting them and then going and adjusting any kind of font colors that you'd like to make those stand out, and you can adjust the font size if you don't want them to be that large. And here's what I've got so far. Not quite done with the first page, but close.